Ever wondered why everyone keeps talking about self-care these days? It's not just a popular buzzword, it's an essential aspect of living a balanced and fulfilling life. Imagine yourself as a well-oiled machine. To keep running smoothly and efficiently, you need regular maintenance. That's where self-care comes in. It's the tune-up for your heart, mind, and body, ensuring you're in top form to take on life's challenges. Let's start with the physical aspect. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate rest are all part of self-care. They keep your body healthy and primed for day-to-day activities. But it goes beyond just feeling good physically. It's about boosting your confidence and self-esteem, making you feel good about yourself and your abilities. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the mental aspect. Stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue are all too common in our fast-paced world. Self-care acts as a buffer, helping you manage these pressures and maintain a positive mindset. Activities like meditation, reading, or even just spending time in nature can help clear your mind and recharge your mental batteries. But self-care isn't just about you. It's also about how you interact with the world around you. By taking the time to care for yourself, you're better equipped to build and maintain healthy relationships. You become more patient, understanding, and empathetic, improving your interactions with others. Moreover, self-care is a productivity booster. When you're feeling good physically and mentally, you're more focused, creative, and efficient. It's like giving your brain a tune-up, allowing it to perform at its best. In essence, self-care is about loving and respecting yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. It's about recognizing that you matter, and that taking care of yourself is essential for your overall happiness and success. So the next time you feel guilty about taking some time for yourself, remember this: you're not being selfish, you're just doing necessary maintenance. Remember, self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity. Before we dive into creating a routine, first you need to understand what your body and mind need. Understanding ourselves is a crucial first step on this journey of self-care. It's all about knowing what makes us feel good, what rejuvenates us, and what helps us to unwind after a long day. Picture this: you're in a crowded room full of noise and people. Some of us might thrive in this environment, feeling energized and alive. Others might find it draining, yearning for silence and solitude to recharge. This scenario is a perfect example of how different our needs can be. Now let's consider some common aspects of self-care. Exercise, for instance. For some, a rigorous workout at the crack of dawn is the perfect way to kickstart their day. Others might prefer a leisurely evening walk or a mid-afternoon yoga session. It's all about finding what works for you and your body. Meditation is another essential component of many self-care routines. Some people find immense value in starting their day with a few minutes of silence, setting intentions for the day ahead. Others might prefer winding down with meditation at the end of the day, reflecting on their experiences and letting go of any stress. And let's not forget about the importance of connection. Time spent with loved ones can be a vital part of self-care for many. For others, investing time in hobbies and activities that they are passionate about can be equally rejuvenating. Understanding your needs is like unlocking a door to a world of self-care possibilities. So take the time to listen to your body and mind. Reflect on your daily routines and identify what makes you feel good and what drains your energy. Remember, self-care is not about following a rigid set of rules. It's about understanding yourself, your needs, and your desires. It's about nurturing your body, mind, and soul in ways that make you feel alive, fulfilled, and at peace. Self-care is not one size fits all. Understand your needs and tailor your routine accordingly. So let's continue this journey of self-discovery and self-care together. After all, it's about creating a routine that works for you and nobody else. Now that you understand your needs, it's time to craft your unique self-care routine. Creating a self-care routine is a journey, much like sculpting a masterpiece. It's an exercise in patience, persistence, and personal understanding. It's about designing an oasis of calm in your life, a sanctuary for your well-being. So where do we begin? First, let's break it down into digestible steps. Think of your daily, weekly, and monthly routines. What activities or habits can you incorporate that will nourish your mind, body, and soul? Maybe it's a morning meditation, an evening walk, or a weekly yoga class. Perhaps it's a daily gratitude journal or a monthly spa day. The key here is to choose activities that you enjoy and that align with your self-care needs. Consistency is the cornerstone of any successful routine. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Your self-care routine is a commitment to yourself, a promise that you'll show up for your well-being every day. It's not about grand gestures, but rather about small, consistent steps towards a healthier, happier you. Yet, while consistency is crucial, let's not forget about flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and your routine needs to accommodate that. Maybe some days your morning meditation turns into an afternoon one, or your evening walk gets replaced by a dance session. And that's okay. Your routine should serve you, not the other way around. Variety, on the other hand, is the spice of life, and your self-care routine should reflect that. Mix things up. Try new activities. Keep your routine fresh and exciting. This will not only prevent boredom, but also ensure that you're catering to your different needs. And lastly, remember, your self-care routine is a celebration of self-love. It's a way of telling yourself, I matter, I am worthy. It's about investing time and energy into your well-being because you deserve it. Your self-care routine should be something you look forward to, not a chore. It's your personal retreat, your daily dose of joy. So embrace it, cherish it, and most importantly, enjoy it. A routine is only as good as its implementation, so how do you make sure you stick to it? Let's dive right into it. First, let's talk about reminders. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget about self-care, but that's where reminders come in handy. Set alarms on your phone, stick post-it notes on your fridge, or even schedule self-care activities in your calendar, just as you would any other important appointment. Make it visible, make it audible, and make it unavoidable. Next, accountability. Here's where a self-care buddy can really help. This could be a friend, a family member, or even a mentor. Share your self-care goals with them and ask them to hold you accountable. You can even turn it into a shared activity. It's a great way to stay committed. Plus, it's always more fun when you're not alone. Now let's talk about making self-care a priority. This is about mindset. Consider self-care as essential, not optional. It's not about pampering or indulgence, it's about maintaining your health and wellness. So don't feel guilty about taking time for self-care. Instead, view it as a necessary part of your routine, like eating or sleeping. Remember, self-care isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It's different for everyone, and what works for one person may not work for another. So it's important to find what works for you. Experiment with different activities and methods until you find your perfect fit. And lastly, be patient with yourself. Change takes time. If you miss a day or two, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Instead, acknowledge it, learn from it, and move on. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. So there you have it. These are some of the ways you can implement your self-care routine. Remember, it's about consistency, not intensity. It's better to do a little bit every day than a lot all at once and then stop. Make your self-care routine a non-negotiable part of your day. Change is the only constant, and your self-care routine should be no different. As we traverse the winding road of life, our needs, wants, and desires alter. What worked for us 6 months ago might not be as effective today. That's why it's crucial to regularly reassess and adapt your self-care routine to align with your evolving needs. Consider your self-care routine as a living, breathing entity. Just as we grow and evolve, so too should our self-care practices. This keeps our routine from becoming stagnant or monotonous and ensures that we're always nurturing ourselves in the best possible way. Now you might be wondering, how do I keep my routine fresh and exciting? Well, it's simpler than you might think. Start by checking in with yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Maybe you need more relaxation time, more physical activity, or perhaps you need to reconnect with nature. Only you can answer that question, but once you do, you can adjust your routine accordingly. Next, don't be afraid to try new things. Experiment with different activities. If you've always wanted to try Tai Chi or painting, go for it. Adding new activities to your routine not only keeps it interesting, but also helps you discover new ways to care for yourself. Remember, it's okay to let go of practices that no longer serve you. Just because something was effective in the past doesn't mean it will always be. Holding on to these practices can actually hinder your growth. So be brave, let go, and make room for new, nourishing practices. Finally, remember to be patient with yourself. Evolving your routine is a process. It won't happen overnight. So take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have a self-care routine that's as dynamic and vibrant as you are. Your self-care routine should grow and evolve with you. It's a journey, not a destination. So embrace the change and let your self-care routine be a reflection of your ever-evolving self.